time to tell us that the world is falling in Washington, D.C. I know all the silly stuff is going on. Where are we with tax cuts? Because now it seems like, Karen Travers, they're starting to float trial balloons about capping 401ks and raising some middle-class taxes. What's going on?
Well, we're expecting that there will be a bill released maybe next week, seems to be the timeline that House Republicans are talking about. But, it's still kind of a best-case scenario. There's no deadline for this. That's the important thing. The president wants to get this done by the end of the year, but that doesn't mean it has to get done. He's putting a lot of pressure on lawmakers, but there are some up on Capitol Hill who say, we got to take our time on this. It's a really big deal. Here's the thing. Once that bill comes out, once there's a link to it, once it's public, it's going to get torn apart by the president. I mean, yesterday he was contradicting what he had said the day before and what some top Republicans were saying about 401k changes. And interest groups, lobbyists, Democrats, everybody's going to just start hacking away at it. So right now it's all, very close to the vest. It's behind closed doors. Nobody knows what's in it. Once that comes out, it's free season. Yeah.
All right. So, but he has contradicted himself, right? He has said that he's not going to touch 401ks, and then he said yesterday, I might use it as a negotiation.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of contradicted himself in the same paragraph, if you actually look at the transcript, saying that with his approach to 401ks, he said, maybe we'll use it as a negotiating tool. But then later said that literally like the next sentence, he said, but it's too important to be used as a negotiating chip, that there's certain things you don't want to negotiate with, and 401ks are incredibly important. But it's not clear then exactly what he'd be willing to say is a deal breaker or what could be on the table.
Also, this impromptu 16-minute news conference in the South Lawn, again, I think he was having a very good time with the media.
Oh, he loves this, right? I mean, he completely enjoys doing this. It's a setting that I think he likes to see because it's chaotic. Reporters are, jumping on top of each other's shoulders to ask questions. I was like, you could just see I'm a redhead. You can see my hair in the middle of all these jackets and tall guys. And, it's craziness, but he likes it because then he can kind of step back and be like, who am I going to call on now out of these screaming, scrambling reporters? So, I think it's becoming a regular thing. I mean, before you'd go out and you'd cover the departure, 5 seconds, he'd wave, get on the helicopter. We certainly didn't have regular interactions with Presidents Obama or Bush doing this, but President Trump loves it.
Did he say that he is not going to get more civil because you media types aren't very nice to him?
Well, it's such a funny, maybe we dissect his words too much, but, asked if he should be more civil. He said the press makes him more uncivil than I am, which certainly was taken by us and people on social media as he's acknowledging he's uncivil, but he's just not as uncivil as the media portrays him to be. He also then said, a line that was getting a lot of attention. I went to an Ivy League college. I was a nice student. I did very well. He said he thinks the press creates a different image of Donald Trump than the real person.
Mm-hmm. Karen Travers, the redhead amongst all the men out there on the South Lawn.
It's my little hair. You can see me right there.
Karen, have a good day. Thanks.